I seen on Facebook earlier this evening that a friend of ours, I think it was for his birthday, maybe his wife had bought him a race car that I think he had raced for a couple years or some years ago. But anyways, I was like, hey, what'd you get? I'm ready for when's the reveal? I'm ready to see this thing. And which he'd messaged me, and showed me what it was and everything, and that's really cool. The more racers, the better, in my opinion. So that's good for him. But it did make me realize that we kind of forgot to tell you guys about this. We didn't work the month of March. I didn't work, so that's when the whole videos kind of started rolling out. We did the school bus engine on this late model, and we haven't been lapped in it yet. So I feel like that's pretty cool. It's one thing. The motors we used to always run, I could throw a 4-barrel on and go to an open late model show and be running about 500 horse compared to 800 to 1,000 horse, and get blowed out of the water. Well, this is kind of the same deal. We're running with the 400 to 500 horse cars now, but we've got a 275 horsepower, maybe something like that. I'm just spitballing. I have no idea. But anyways, it handles like a dream, just like I always knew it would. I knew my dad was beating me for some reason, and it's just the car's better, so I'm sticking to that. But if we get her cranked up rolling 5-10 mile an hour faster like all the other guys are going, it might start to struggle then. So I don't know. But anyways, on to this here. So everybody's going to these Midwest mod things. It's blowed up to be a big deal, and that's cool. And everyone's like, you need to get one. You get rid of the late models and get one. Yeah, but I've had late models for sale for 2 years and ain't nobody bought them yet. So that's out of the question. Well, and I said, I'd probably buy one if I could find one, but it has to be a certain cart. It has to have a 602 crate. I don't want nobody's homemade engine in there. I'm not doing that. It had to have some kind of racing, Burt, Bren, Falcon, whatever, for a transmission, and it had to have a quick change. I'm not going back to no 9-inch rear end ever again in my life, probably. I ended up helping my cousin and my uncle quite a bit on their mods like this, and it was always in conversation. I went with them to Springfield one night and ran. I hauled my cousin's car up there in my trailer and helped them out and come back. And like the next day, I think I was taking his car back over to his dad's to unload it, and this popped. He sent me this ad on Marketplace, and it was this, and it was advertised as a 2014 TRE, which we had a 2014 TRE Monte Carlo years ago, and we won 40 races in 4 years in that between me and my dad. And I think four or five traction. I don't know. My dad would win Flippin' and West Plains the same year, maybe twice. Maybe that only happened once. But anyways, won lots of races in it. So I'm like, hey, the 2014 TRE, this is like meant to be. And it was one of those deals that I couldn't pass it up. I bought the whole turnkey operation right there for back up. He sent me this car. It's meant to be 2014 TRE. You couldn't buy that motor that's in it new for what we paid for the whole car. But work's not been going so good. Didn't really have extra. We ain't built a motor for that. So I could have fixed a motor for that instead of buying this. But you know how it is sometimes, priorities and stuff. So anyways, I was like, well, I'll try to trade him a truck. I had a couple trucks I was gonna sell. He didn't want them. We run them through the auction and sold them anyways, and whatever. So a guy was supposed to buy one of the trucks, and I was like, all right, I'll be there this weekend to get that thing. And I already told the guy, and then the guy didn't buy my truck. And I'm like, shit. I done told this guy I'd come buy that. I'm like, oh well, it just wasn't meant to be. I could live with it. It was fine. Didn't have to have it. I must have made it a little bit obvious that I was let down somewhat, because my mom was like, hell, I'll just buy it, and then you can just, when you sell that truck, you can pay me back for it. It kind of looked like a turd when we got it, and it is a turd. Don't get me wrong, it is, but I got a bunch of sheet metal to build a body, but then we were kind of in a hurry. It just kind of sat here, and we tinkered on it a little bit, but we didn't really do a whole lot to it. We wanted to go run the 4th of July race at Springfield, so we just threw the body that's on it is actually not the nose, but the doors and quarter panels are off of my late model. I was like, well, hell, if we ever run my late model again before it sells, then we'll build a new body for it anyway. So we threw that on there for the time being, and we had to cut it up a little bit, but it worked out fine. We did go run the 4th of July race at Springfield, and it was a rush deal. We didn't really get to go through the whole car like what we should have. So we get out there, and I've never raced Springfield anyways in anything ever. I've been there and watched several times in my life, but I've never raced there. And the car's just so tight. You Hail Mary it off in the corner and everything you can to try to make it turn, and it wouldn't hardly turn, so it wasn't real great. The overall mechanics of the car seemed to be pretty good. It had a 4-barrel on it it was a B mod when we got it. So we took the 4-barrel off, threw one of the 2 barrels on it, and their rule on a car is, you talk about some dumb rules. The Midwest mod has some really dumb rules. But whatever. I didn't want to go up there and not be legal just, on the off chance that something really miraculous could happen. But it didn't. So it didn't matter. But it was running hot. We had some coolant problems, clutch problems, handling problems. So, but I mean, the main reason we went was Cavs Money was there. So Austin and Dustin, the Krieglers, Joey Smith, all, a bunch of the guys we like to hang out with and stuff. We're all going to be there, and of course Corey races there every weekend mostly. So we wanted to go run a race with him. And we did get to start together in the heat race, and I blew his doors off down the straightaway, and then I got to the corner and I thought. So we run second to last in the heat, and we come in, we were making some big, huge adjustments, like, man, just as free as we can get. Everything we can do to freed up. And it wasn't enough. So my goal in the features, I found out once I got there, I would have never went up there if I knew that the pay was like that. But $50, I think, from what I heard, I think you have to be top 3 to get any more than $50. I'm like, well, hell, I ain't gonna make it there. I think I was supposed to start 18th, but I just started in the back because I knew my goal was I'm just gonna go make a few laps and see if we got it handling better. And so we go out, and those goofy, the modifieds have always been like that. Man, they can't hardly make a lap or two without a caution. It's just the most annoying thing. I don't know why the hell we bought one. This is stupid. Can't make 1 or 2 laps have a caution. So that was all fine. I wasn't anywhere close to the wreck, so it was no big deal. I just rode around there. It was starting to get warm really quick from all the caution laps. That'll get one hot. And I'm just trying to feel it out. And it's kind of not the best track to be pulling off of, especially that deep in the field. Well, then they started going to single file restarts. And, oh, hell, with 24 cars or whatever was out there, hell, the leader's halfway around the track already by the time I get going. But anyway, so more goobers were wrecking, so that would put more goobers behind me, so I wasn't in the back anymore. All I wanted to do was test. Well, I couldn't get hardly just a few, like one corner, I wouldn't take off right up under their ass so everybody else would go. I'd kind of lag a little bit. Well, I'd get to the corner, everybody else is, they're trying to win that first corner from 24th. And I just, finally, someone scrolled out in front of me and hit another car, and he come up, and we kind of both went off the entrance together a little bit, and I was like, fuck this, I am done. I'm not getting my shit tore up. These guys are freaking idiots. So we pulled off. Don't really know. It didn't seem, if you can get it through the entry, which, I couldn't get up to race speed because it wasn't worth, too much risk. You can't, there's 20, whatever, I might have been about 18th or 20th by that point. Well, there's 18 cars in front of you, and you don't know if they're going to, those guys can't hardly make a corner to save their life, so I ain't going to be anywhere near that. And so the Springfield trip, probably won't be something that we do very often. But anyway, so we, have since got this home, washed it up, got back inside. And this was like June 28th, and it's, the first week of August or something right now, so we haven't been too worried about racing. We've been running late model a little bit, and then we out of town and this and that and whatever. But anyway, so we've tried several different fans on here. We added space. I've always made fan shrouds myself. And I knew I wouldn't have time this week, so I ended up ordering one out of Speedway. Of course, it's got here today, and it's not going to work. So I'm like, well, I could cut some metal and get ready to take checker flight in the morning and bend it. And I ended up finding a couple spacers. I had to put 2 of them together to make it work. And I found one fan way too big and one that is about right. And we centered, moved the radiator over and centered it a little better. So I think it'll cool better. Probably still not enough, but we figured out as soon as I got home, I started looking at the brake because I was pretty sure it had a brake problem is why it was so tight, and you really need rear brake to get them in free, and they had this thing all janked up, and I got them kind of about where I think. If it still ain't no good, we're gonna go tomorrow night and run it. So if it's still no good tomorrow night, that's probably the first thing I'm gonna be hitting is that. And we didn't have the right springs on it, and just blah 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 blah. But we were trying to not spend money. We just wanted to go race and hang out with family and everything. But I thought it'd be a good time to let everybody know that we had this old turd in here, and it turns out it's not even a 2014 TRD, so we got it for no reason. It's a late 2012 is what Steve says. So I don't know, the front end wasn't set. I kind of went through and reset that. I think that I haven't checked the toe yet, but I'm pretty sure the toe in a little bit. That'll really screw one up too. So there's just a little bit of stuff. Like I said, we're gonna try to run it tomorrow night at Flipping. So we got in here, we mounted a bunch of tires tonight and stuff, and the stupid late model last week had 3 flats, so we're gonna have to try to go see if Carmen's gonna use late model tires down there for cheap. And we need to get them mounted up tomorrow, and I don't know, we'll go give her a shot. But I tell everybody when they ask about the Springfield deal and everything, and I just told Shane earlier this, I'm like, hell, I can't, I've got my pickup's just a gas truck. I'll fill it up in West Plains, drive to Springfield, go race. I have to stop in Seymour on the way home, fill it up again, and then I get home and I have a half a tank of fuel. It costs more money. Like pit passes are like $40 up there, some shit, and it's just more. It just costs so much more to go there. Fuel, entry fee, the transponder, just the whole bit. So we've been running the late model down at Flippin, and it costs us about $100 for pit passes. I can fill my truck up when we leave here, and whenever I get home from Flippin, I'll still have half a tank. So, I mean, I ain't burning $30 in truck gas, probably, I don't know, $15, $20 in pump gas in the bus engine. And this crate motor, this has crate, so it's the same deal, just run pump gas in it. So it's cheap. And hell, I think I ran fifth one night, made $125 in that, and then I run fourth the other night, and I won $175 in the late model. So Corey, he's come and ran Flippin a couple times now. He made out really good the first night he come. Then he come a couple weeks later, and he run third. I can't remember what that paid, but I would way rather drive down there for way less money and test this out on a track I'm familiar with and comfortable at. And there's a lot less wrecking at Flippin. I don't plan on getting anything tore up down there. And there's probably only going to be 10 cars instead of 24 cars. So it just makes all around way more sense. I don't know why I'm not doing the Springfield deal anymore. Maybe here and there, just to go hang out and race with Corey. But anyways, that's what we've had going on. We haven't really been working on them a whole lot. We've just been kind of getting by, tweaking on a little bit here and there. And hell, that late model, like I said, at that speed, it drives so good. I don't have to do anything besides change flat tires. Little update. Here's modified. Oh, let me tell you that too. This isn't the only new car that we have, actually. Up until just, until we got this, we had 3 blue-gray Rockets. This one was my dad's. Mine's still, it's in the old trailer locked up, just to keep it out of the weather. And then we had a bare frame that I had updated. Fry updated it in like 21 or 22. But it's just been sitting outside ever since. Stripped, just bare frame. And then, so we ended up buying this one. And then another friend of ours had another modified, just a roller that I seen popped up on Marketplace, for the money was right, I thought. We ended up working a deal, and we traded that newest updated frame we had. We traded it for another Shaw modified. So now we have 2 blue-gray Rockets, this 2012 TRE, and then we have a Shaw car that, we're not in no hurry to get it going. It'd be another year or two before the kids are ready to start racing. But that was the whole reason behind buying this car, was if they're going to try to race in a couple years, that I really need to be able to get in one and get it at least close enough. Because whenever I started racing, I was in a car that nobody else had drove, and you don't know what it's supposed to feel like. I drove it for a year or two before. I think my uncle drove it one night, and my grandpa drove it in a mechanics race, and they're both like, that thing kind of a piece of shit. But I didn't know. I was a 13-year-old kid. I fucking didn't know what a race car's supposed to feel like. So I want Crimson Cameron to have a little better start than that. And so I think once I get it kind of figured out, handling a little better, I think Aussie's going to drive one of them. I told her I'd almost rather drive the late model, just because those guys know how to not wreck most as well. I say that, but hell, that's only a good part of the time. So I don't know. She can drive either one of them. I don't really care. I'm just about to the point where I ain't got to be the driver. I just want to be there. So don't go flood my inbox. No, I ain't just letting anybody drive it. We might be able to rent it out for a night or something like that. It'd be pretty pricey because they ain't cheap to fix. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a little update. I kind of totally forgot about telling everybody that we got it modified. So we're going to try to take both cars tomorrow night. If you ain't got nothing going on, come down to North Central Arkansas Speedway. I know it's a little bit of a drive for everybody right here at home, but it's a really fun. We really like going. It's like our home track. West Plains is always home track, but you can't get any closer to a home track than that place. We've been running just about every Friday for the last 10 years. Besides taking off last year, but we've been running there very consistently for a lot of years now. And just a lot of really good friends down there, good people, really laid back, not in a big rush. It's like if you go race at Springfield, this is the total opposite of that. It's just, I don't know, it's the place to be. We'll see you there, huh? Come on.